Good morning, sir. We'll start in another 3 minutes.
Studying in Australia. So I always had this dream of going and studying abroad, and StudyCo has helped me immensely in achieving my dream. So I am here in Australia just because of them. They helped me in every step of the way, from filling in applications to arranging documents, filling in visa applications.
We cannot see the video.
To Oman or
Now we
any
can.
other part of the world to conduct this training. At StudyCo,
Could you start from the beginning? We couldn't see the video.
Hi, my name is Javeria and I'm a first year engineering student at Monash University, Australia. So for me, questions like will I get into a reputable university and what major would be right for me were of utmost concern after high school. And I'm sure a lot of us feel lost making these decisions. However, StudyCo has been immensely patient and supportive throughout this journey. The support and guidance provided by Ms. Mubaraka and the effort she took to go above and beyond for my future gave me a sense of security and relief. Additionally, StudyCo has been accommodating and extremely understanding, and that is why I would strongly recommend StudyCo to anyone.
Hello, I am Jason Matthias and I went to Indian School Muscat and graduated in the year 2017. I then approached StudyCo, specifically Miss Annette Rosario, to gain help in pursuing my studies in the United Kingdom. It was a very smooth process from the beginning till the end. The list of required documents were given to me well in advance. The procedures were laid out very well, and the visa procedures were explained thoroughly. With the help of Miss Annette and her persistent work towards my application, I was able to make my way into Solent University in Southampton, United Kingdom.
Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Vaz and I'm a former ISMite. After passing out from ISM in 2014 with flying colors, I really wanted to pursue MBBS to become a doctor, but I just didn't know where to begin. I came across StudyCo just by chance, and they provided me with excellent guidance, not just in understanding the gravity of medical education, but also showed me the right path to achieving my dreams. They guided me all through the application process for Monash University, Malaysia, which is an Australian university in Malaysia, and took away a large part of my anxiousness in this regard.
Hello everyone, my name is Rapali and I am currently studying in Australia. So I always had this dream of going and studying abroad, and StudyCo has helped me immensely in achieving my dream. So I am here in Australia just because of them. They helped me in every step of the way, from filling in applications to arranging documents, filling in visa applications, everything. Even though the process was so complicated, they made it very easy. They do everything for you and they never get irritated, even if you ask them small questions again and again. So I encourage you all to go through StudyCo. They are wonderful people and I would recommend them to everyone. Thank you.
So, there are a few cool programs and services we offer at StudyCo that you may not know about. First group, for all the teachers, principals and education staff out there, StudyCo has a range of professional development programs in every aspect possible: leadership programs, education management, and courses to upskill. We can also organise overseas tours for counsellors, teachers and principals with Australian schools, universities and the Department of Education. The delivery? Of course, we can deliver these programs in person in Australia as a tour, or we can even do virtual tours of exactly the same experience in the current situation. Another great aspect of these teacher training programs is that we can bring someone right here to Oman or any other part of the world to conduct this training. At StudyCo, we are flexible, we can tailor-make solutions to suit your needs. The second group. This one is for all students, parents, teachers, and anyone really. StudyCo offers online courses in every single field imaginable, including business, engineering, health, law, oil and gas, soft skills like CV writing, interviews, personal development, English, the CELTA. I still haven't even scratched the surface. So you name it, we can arrange it. These can be completed in a matter of hours, days, or months. You pick. Come to us with your subject of interest, or let us help you pick. Give us a time frame and we can deliver it online. If you have any questions, our office in Quorum is open for business, and you can come meet any of our team in person to discuss your future study journey. Hope to see you there. I'm Mubaraka. I'm here in the StudyCo Oman office, and I wanted to take this opportunity to answer some common FAQs from students and parents. Number 1. So at StudyCo, we do the entire application and visa process for you free of charge. So that means we have counsellors that help students decide exactly what they want to study, which university is best for that area of study, and the right destination country to suit all your needs. We then gather your documents and the rest is done by us. Number 2. So StudyCo assists in finding the right accommodation options, and we generally recommend that the student stays on campus for the first year of their degree. Health cover, we have a great provider in Allianz, and the processes are done entirely through us. In terms of the on-the-ground support, StudyCo's headquarters are located in Australia, with countless onshore services available to students at all times. Students or parents can get in touch with any StudyCo staff across our offices in over 20 countries, and we will help you out. We can even take care of your travel needs. So we provide a truly comprehensive service. And don't forget, it's free. Question number 3. So we know that permanent residency and migration is always on everyone's minds, especially when it comes to studying in Australia. At StudyCo, we have great migration agents that can personally help guide you through the entire process, including any questions you have. We are all about making things just that much easier for students, parents, and teachers. And the final question, why Australia? So at StudyCo, we send students to study across the entire world. There isn't a single country we haven't tapped into yet. So you can come to us with any destination you have in mind. We do specialise in Australia, and as you all know, Australian institutions are ranked amongst the top in the world, and so is our standard of living. These universities also offer great part scholarships, grants, and are ranked very highly for graduate employability. So I think that definitely solves a lot of the concerns that all the parents out there would have. If you have any other questions, our office in Quorum is open for business, and you can come meet us and any of our StudyCo staff at any time. Hope to see you there.
Dr. Baby Sam Samir, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools, Sultanate of Oman. Honorable members of the Board of Directors, Mr. Ajay Kumar Pillai, President of Indian School Muscat Management Committee, esteemed members of the Indian School Management Committee, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Chauhan, Principal, Indian School Muscat, Presidents and members of School Management Committees of Indian Schools in Oman, Principals, Vice Principals, Assistant Vice Principals, Coordinators, Supervisors, Heads of Departments, and teachers of various schools, parents and students from all of the Indian schools in Oman, and our audience from across the world. A very good morning and convivial welcome to Avenir 2020, hosted by Indian School Muscat under the aegis of the Board of Directors. I am Smriti Hari of Class 11A from Indian School Muscat, your host this morning. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. And the realist adjusts the sail. William A. Ward. We are ready to adjust our sails with the changing winds that are constantly blowing against us. Times have changed, and so have perspectives. It's a great pleasure to organize this mammoth event comprising dignitaries, celebrities, organizational members, and aspirants who are constantly seeking solutions to steer safely in the right direction. There's a lot to take in at this year's Avenir, hosted by Indian School Muscat. The entire Indian fraternity has been blessed by His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq's goodwill and benevolence. On behalf of Indian School Muscat, I take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq. May the Almighty bless His Majesty with good health, peace, and prosperity. I am delighted to offer the most hospitable welcome to Dr. Baby Sam Samuel, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools, Sultanate of Oman, honorable members of the Board of Directors, Mr. Ajay Kumar Pillai, President, School Management Committee, and esteemed members of the School Management Committee, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Chauhan, Principal, Indian School Muscat, Principals, Vice Principals, Assistant Vice Principals, Coordinators, Supervisors, Heads of Departments, teachers of various schools, students, and parents. It's a privilege to extend a gracious and inclusive welcome to all of you. Dear audience, I would like to inform every one of you to fill the feedback form that will be posted in the description box. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please join me in welcoming our speaker. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome this morning Monash University, Australia. A very warm welcome to you, sir. We wish you all to get maximum value from the expertise of our speaker. We count on your input and active participation in what I know is going to be a great conference. Over to the speaker.
Well, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. That's just fantastic. It's late afternoon, early evening here in Melbourne, in Australia. So a good afternoon, evening from here, and a good morning to all of you in Oman. It's my great pleasure to speak to you. My name is Jack Johnston, and I am the regional manager for the Middle East and North Africa in the International Student Recruitment and Admissions team at Monash University. So I'm going to, I've been given this wonderful opportunity to address you. I'm going to share with you some information. Let's see, I'll bring it up on the screen there. Okay, so I have a presentation to show you. We'll go through some slides, and I hope by the end of it you have a good understanding, or a much better understanding, about Monash University. Okay, so let's begin. The very first thing that I want to say is a lot has happened in a year. The photo that I've put up on the screen there is a photo of my colleague and I visiting Oman and visiting one of the Indian schools last year. And looking at that photo just made me reflect on how much has changed within a year, and also the pressures and the stress that have been placed on the class of 2020. So not only students who are in Oman, but students all around the world have faced some very unique challenges that you know, not many students will ever have to face. It's been a year of disruption and a lot of new and interesting challenges for all of us. So to the class of 2020, or to those studying in 2020, I think you all should be commended for your ongoing resilience and strength, and your determination to pursue your university dreams. Okay, on that note, let me introduce to you Monash University. Some of you may already know that we are one of the top universities in Australia. We are a member of the group of 8 universities. This is the leading research intensive universities in Australia. So it's somewhat similar to the Ivy League universities in the US, or the Russell Group universities in the UK. We are famous for the level and the quality of research that we undertake, and that research not only has an impact on the world and on society, but also on the quality of education that undergraduate students can also look forward to when they start their studies. We are ranked 55 in the world according to the QS World University Rankings. So we're a high ranked university in the top 100 and almost in the top 50 universities in the world. We are considered to be quite a global or international university. So although we have excuse me, campuses in Melbourne in Australia, we also have a campus in Malaysia. We have a small campus in Italy, and we have joint research facilities in both India and China. So we have a fairly large global footprint. We have a very diverse student cohort, which means that we have students from all around the world who join us every year, and students, including students from the Middle East region. We welcome students from all around the world, wherever you're from. So, what can students expect when they enroll in Monash and when they come to Monash? The slide here that I'm about to describe is titled Campus Experience. And what I would normally want to tell you is that we have wonderful campuses, they're beautifully designed, they're modern, they're high tech, all of these wonderful things. Obviously this year, there have been students who because of border closures, etc., have not necessarily been able to enjoy this campus experience. We don't expect the pandemic to last forever. There will be a time when our borders open again and we will be welcoming students back onto campus. So when you do join us on campus, these are the sorts of things that you can look forward to. So I've listed a few there. We have 24-hour security. So we're very safe and secure campuses. Many students choose to live on campus, on on-campus accommodation. And I have a little bit more information further along in the slides, which I will describe to you. Our campuses have cafes, they have restaurants, supermarkets, sports facilities. Our campuses are sort of like almost small, self-contained cities in a way, you know, from post offices to travel agents, etc. So I guess one of the great things about studying in a foreign country, and you know, if you come to Australia, is enjoying that campus experience, and we really hope that you'll be able to enjoy that very soon. Okay, I mentioned before that we're in Melbourne. Melbourne is ranked one of the most livable cities in the world. It's consistently ranked in the top 3, and it's often ranked the #1 city in the world. We're diverse and multicultural, safe and prosperous. There's a list of wonderful things there that describe Melbourne. One of the great things about Melbourne is that while you're here, you'll have an opportunity to undertake internships, part-time employment. In Australia, on an international student visa, you can legally work both on campus and off campus. In some destinations around the world, you're only legally allowed to work on campus. But if you'd like to earn a little bit more pocket money, you can do that both on campus and off campus here in Australia. And Melbourne, being a big city, has many opportunities for students. Coming back to accommodation for a moment, you'll see there's a map of what a typical room may look like. Most students will have their own private room, which students love. You have your own bed, a study desk, you have your own bathroom, your own toilet and shower, and a small kitchenette. So it's quite self-contained, it's safe, it's secure. You're within walking distance of classes, of lecture theatres, libraries, shops, cafes. And I've listed there some of the costs that you can typically expect to pay or that you will need to budget for. The Australian government recommends students or families have between 20 to 25,000 Australian dollars to cover all your living costs in any given year. Okay, moving on. So what do we offer you, students coming from the Indian schools in Oman? So we have 10 faculties or departments at Monash University to choose from. So there's a wide variety, there's a lot of choice. We offer single undergraduate degrees, which are typically 3 years. However, some degrees may be 4 or 5 years if they're professionally accredited degrees, for example, medicine, engineering, for example. But most single degrees are 3 years, similar to the UK. We do have double degrees, so students who have varied interests join those interests together, and a double degree is anywhere from 4 to 5 years. Many of our undergraduate degrees are professionally recognised by qualifications bodies or authorities, including such areas as medicine, law, includes pharmacy and teaching, etc. So you can be rest assured that your degree will help you professionally when you start looking for a job after graduation. Okay, so I mentioned that we have 10 faculties or 10 departments which you can choose from. I cannot list all the undergraduate degrees that we offer in one go because I would be here for a very long time. So instead of doing that, I will list the departments, and you can kind of imagine, or you've got an idea about what degrees would be offered within those. So starting with art, design and architecture, and we go through in alphabetical order. We have arts, humanities, social sciences type department, the Monash Business School, which is very famous, education. So if you're wanting to be a teacher or you're wanting to learn about education, we have a very strong and very good engineering school. It's one of the top engineering schools in Australia. We also have a separate and standalone information technology department. Many universities include IT within their engineering school. Our IT is big enough and robust enough to be its own department or own faculty. We offer a very good and a very prestigious faculty of law. So if you're wanting to be a lawyer or a barrister, you can train in law at Monash. Medicine, nursing and health sciences is the next one. We offer an undergraduate medical degree and other areas such as nursing, health sciences, psychology, and many other areas as well. We have a world famous School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. This is a small school that we have, but as I said, it's very famous. It's ranked, I think, currently number 2 in the world. The only other university ranked higher is Harvard. So the teaching and the research that we do in pharmacy and pharmaceutical sciences is world class. We also have a science department, and the science department offers students traditional pure science areas such as mathematics, physics, biology, chemistry, etc. So I'm pretty sure that among these 10 faculties or departments, there's probably a degree that would be of strong interest to you. Okay, one question that I always get is around scholarships, scholarships for international students. The good news is, yes, we do offer scholarships. However, I have to say that they are competitive, and there is a high demand, as you may imagine, for students to get a scholarship. I'll quickly list a couple. The first one there is the International Leadership Scholarship. This is a 100% tuition fee scholarship, which lasts the duration of your degree. Next, we have an International Merit Scholarship, which is a $10,000, that's Australian dollars per year, discount for the duration of your degree. Now, you will need to be eligible to apply for a scholarship at Monash University. You will need to apply for the course and be eligible for the course. So we will need to give you an offer to say, yes, we're willing to accept you. At that point, then, and once you've accepted, then you can apply for the scholarship. We also have a limited number of what we call study grants. That's the last one there on the list. And these are one-off $10,000 discounts, and they're on a first come, first serve basis. So if you're interested in studying next year, you can certainly talk to the team at StudyCo, who may be able to arrange one of these study grants for you. Okay, admissions. So how do we take in students from around the world, and how do we take in students from Oman, and in particular the Indian school in Oman? So one thing to note is that unlike some countries, generally speaking, the admissions to universities in Australia are objective, academic, performance-based admissions, and Monash is the same in this respect. So what does that mean? It means that we will accept students who meet a minimum academic standard. We don't look at subjective criteria. We're not looking for a certain type of student. We're not looking for a particular number of students from any given country. These things are not so important for us. What is important is that you have the capacity to meet our minimum academic requirements. So that's what we're looking for. Our applications are processed on a rolling basis, so there are no strict deadlines for most courses. There are a few exceptions, and I'm guessing that some of you may be interested in medicine, undergraduate medicine. Be aware that courses that have a quota, like medicine, will have deadlines. But a Bachelor of Business or a Bachelor of Arts or IT tend not to have strict deadlines. Now, in Australia, most universities have intakes in February and July. Monash also has an intake in November. So we have these 3 intakes during the year. We have just completed our November intake. The next one will be February 2021, and then the following one will be July 2021. So Monash accepts most major international school curricula. For you guys, we're particularly looking at CBSE results. And the good news is you will be able to meet direct entry requirements to the first year of an undergraduate degree with your CBSE results. I cannot list every single entry requirement in this presentation. However, we're happy to follow up and provide information as it's needed, and whether I can do that for you or the friendly team at StudyCo, we can help you with those CBSE entry requirements. Okay, I've made a note there that you can apply online directly to Monash University, but the friendly and very professional team there at StudyCo are ready and waiting to assist you with all your application needs and requirements. Okay, a little bit more about what happens when you're at university, and one of the great things about university life is joining a club or a group or a society. These are not only fun, and they're an outlet while you're doing your academic studies, but they also serve as a great way to connect to people, to future colleagues, and potentially to companies that you may get employment with in the future. And what do I mean by that? I'll give you the example. The photo that I'm showing on the screen there is of the Monash Motorsport team. The Monash Motorsport team is mostly made up of engineering students, in particular mechanical engineering, aerospace engineering, there are also some business students who join this team. Now, not only is it a great, fun thing to do, they design, they build, and they race these cars around the world. But in the process of doing that, they engage with companies that are related to engineering. So you can see there's different logos on that little racing car. So team members may be liaising with suppliers of parts, with engineering firms that have to build or design certain components of this car. And what I've been told by the engineering school is that there are always a number of students who are in the Monash Motorsport team who are offered jobs even before they graduate. So I think what I'm trying to illustrate here is, while you're studying, be active with these clubs and societies, because you just never know what kind of connections you will make with your fellow students and also with potential companies in the future. Now, while you're studying, we also offer more traditional internships. We call this industry-based learning. They're available to all of the 10 faculties or departments at Monash University. Not all of them are automatic. Some you do need to qualify for, and you can qualify for them through good grades and an application to undertake these internships. The internships are often undertaken with very high level, very prestigious companies, global brand names. And some of the students may even undertake some of these internships overseas. Now, one of the questions that we've been getting about this year is, what happens if you can't actually visit an IBM office, or what happens if you can't actually visit the company that you're doing the internship with? Like everything this year, a lot of things have transitioned to a virtual environment. So students are liaising with companies online to try to solve some of their issues or requests or whatever they need to do for their internship. Many of our degrees are clinical by nature. So, for example, nursing or teaching. So you actually need to, as a part of your degree, go out and you're either in a classroom or in a hospital or in a clinic, etc. Okay, so what happens when you're ready to graduate and when you're wanting to look for work? How do we connect you to companies around the world? So many universities in Australia or anywhere in the world will have job fairs every year. Companies will come on campus and they will talk to students, they will interview students, and we do this as well. We have gone one step further, and we have created our very own job recruitment company. So it's a little bit unusual, but it gives us the capacity now to liaise directly with high-profile companies, both in Australia and overseas, and connect some of our best and brightest graduates directly to these companies. So it's called Monash Talent, and Monash Talent is positioning itself as an expert in job readiness training, and also in its ability to introduce our best and brightest students to companies. It works with a very big pool of students and of graduates. So that's something that you can look forward to if you come to Monash University. It's very unique, and I think it's really the level of service you can expect from a top university like Monash University. Okay, I'm coming a little bit towards the end of my my talk or discussion. When we talk about universities and what universities offer, there's a lot of things that we can potentially talk about or discuss, and I've tried to touch on as many of those important things as possible. There are lots of ways to get more information if you're wanting it. Obviously, we have a website, and the URL is listed there. You can find information on all the social media channels: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, etc. My contact details are there if anyone is interested. But now, if time permits, I'm happy to take some questions. So if you have a question, I'm happy to.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for bringing new insights and rekindling our enthusiasm by a remarkable speech. It was wonderful listening from Monash University, Jack Johnston. So we have a few questions lined up, posted by our eager listeners. I would now request you to take the queries of the audience.
Great.
First question. What if my course or qualification isn't listed?
So just to clarify with that question, so what if my course or qualification is not listed? So my understanding is that if we do not offer the course that the student wants, is that correct, my understanding?
So, okay, it's, is there any other alternative? If they're searching for a particular course, is there any alternative for that course?
Look, the broad answer is yes. So, for example, if you're looking for a particular type of business degree, for example, there are a lot of things that you would study within a business degree or an arts degree. They're not going to be so narrow that you're only ever studying one sort of particular thing or particular subject. So there will be an opportunity for you to take fairly broad degrees that will touch on those things that you are naturally interested in. And the great thing is it will broaden your horizons, and it will introduce you to new concepts or new ideas which are related to the original thing that you were thinking about in the first place.
Thank you, sir. Question 2, is financial aid provided?
Good question. So the term or the concept of financial aid is quite a common one, for example, for universities in the US. So for Australia, we would more commonly refer to scholarships. So the answer is yes, we do offer scholarships. Having said that, most of our scholarships, so not only for Monash University, but most universities in Australia, they're based on academic merit. So they are a little bit competitive. So if you've got good grades from school, if you're a high achiever, you should definitely consider applying for a scholarship. It may not necessarily guarantee that you get one, but if you do have good grades, whichever university you apply to, and definitely to Monash, you should consider applying for a scholarship.
Thank you, sir. Question 3. Can you please explain the admin process, the administration process?
I'm assuming this is with regards to applications. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So to be admitted to Monash University, we're essentially looking for two things: your academic results, your grades from school, and an English test score or result. We require an English test score actually for all students around the world, regardless of whether English is a first language or which country. So it's academic and English. You apply directly to Monash University, or you have the friendly team at StudyCo assist you with the application. There will be some paperwork. We will assess your school grades, your CBSE score, and we will provide an offer if you meet those entry requirements.
Okay. Question 3. Are there any extracurricular activities added in getting admissions?
To be considered for admissions to Monash University, just the general admissions, we don't necessarily look at extracurricular activities. So for example, if you're the head boy or head girl, or you're the captain of the volleyball team, or something like this, this is not critical in terms of gaining admissions to Monash University. Having said that, if you were applying for a scholarship, it may come into play, and it may be that you would talk about or discuss some of your noteworthy extracurricular activities if you were to apply for a scholarship. For scholarships, we're looking for future ambassadors for the university, someone who will represent the university, and people who have varied interests, who are great communicators, who are active in the community. So extracurriculars do come into play when it comes to scholarships. That was a good question.
Sir, can you please highlight a bit on the fee structure for undergraduate courses in science or engineering?
Sure. Okay. One thing that I can say in terms of fee structures, and this applies across the university, in terms of paying your tuition fees at Monash University, you will be, once you enroll in your semester subjects, so your 4 compulsory subjects for the semester, once you're enrolled, then we will send you an invoice. So that means that you're paying semester by semester rather than year by year. And many families find this a little bit easier to manage. Instead of paying for the full year, you pay semester by semester. Now, I would say that engineering and IT degrees, you're looking at, you might need your conversion calculators, your currency conversion calculators there, but in Australian dollars, you're looking at about 40,000 Australian dollars per year for your tuition fees, actually for most degrees, including engineering and IT.
So would you please highlight more about the double degrees offered? Are both degrees recognized?
Good question, good question. Okay, let's say you're interested in business, but you're also interested in history and geography. So you could take an arts degree and you could take a business degree and join them together. Normally, those single degrees would be 3 years each. However, when you do a double degree, those single degrees are paired back a little bit. They cut 1 year from each side. So instead of being 6 years, it would be 4 years. Otherwise, you'd be studying for too long. So double degrees are fantastic if you have varied interests. The other thing to note about double degrees is that in Australia, companies and organizations really like students who have studied double degrees because it shows that they've got varied interests, capabilities, and that they have the capacity to take on varied subjects or interest areas. So if you have a passion for something, but you also think it might be practical or useful to study something else, why not join them together? So consider a double degree.
So another question, what student support options are available?
Another really good question. The support options are varied and broad and fit into a number of categories. So to begin with, academic. We offer and provide academic support to students. So if you're feeling like you might be falling a little bit behind in a particular class, there are support services for that. For some students whose first language or second language or whatever is not English, we have language support services. There are all kinds of support services from financial to health and well-being. So you might be feeling a little bit homesick as a student and you want a little bit of encouragement, or you want someone to talk to. We can certainly provide those support services. Students who live on campus, on on-campus accommodation, there are staff who are there to not only monitor, but to help students with any issues that they may have, whether it's academic or just with general, living issues, where to buy something that they need. So it is, varied, and I think I can proudly say that we cover all aspects of what a student would need in terms of support when they come and study with us. Good question.
One last question, sir. Is there a direct entry to medicine, or students need to do some course before that?
Good question. And I often have this question. The answer is yes, there's direct entry. and there's direct entry with your CBSE score. So gaining entry to medicine is hard though. I'll be honest and I'll be upfront with you. We take about 70 international students per year, and there is only one intake, and it's in February. So if you're interested in medicine, you would be starting in February, and but I should say your CBSE score only is not the only criteria. Medicine is one of those special degrees that requires other things as well. As an international student, you would be required to submit an ISAT test score, an ISAT test score. This is an online test which you can take in most parts of the world. You also need to be invited to an interview. So there are 3 steps: your CBSE score, an ISAT score, and an interview. The interviews are called multiple mini interviews, MMIs, and within one sitting you would move from a number of different interview stations, and you would be interviewed. It's not a test or it's not an exam. They want to just see what your communication skills are like, what you are like as a person, and how you process information if you're put under a little bit of time pressure. These are the sorts of things that doctors have to deal with on a regular basis. Most other degrees, whether it's business or engineering or arts, a CBSE score and an English score will be enough to get you in.
It was wonderful listening from Jack Johnston, Monash University. Thank you, sir, for enlightening and stimulating responses to the questions. A gentle reminder to the audience to kindly fill up the feedback form posted in the description box. This brings me...
I would also like to say one more thing. I have put StudyCo's and contact details in the chat box. So for future entries, students can contact oman@studyco.com, and yeah, we can help you for your admission process. Okay. Also, please, students, go and like our Instagram page and Facebook page, and you will be eligible for a admission application waiver, okay, for Monash University. So just do it now, immediately after this program. Thank you.
And thank you very much.
Thank you. It was wonderful, Jack. Very informative session.
One more announcement to make. The next session from 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. will be held by speaker Dr. Madan Mohan Pant, former Pro Vice Chancellor, IGNOU. You may go after the lunch break. This brings me to conclude this informative and interesting session, but it isn't over till it's over. Ladies and gentlemen, once a great man whispered, "Feeling thankful and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it." As this significant program draws to an end, I, on behalf of Indian School Muscat, deem it my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks. At the outset, I would like to express a profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq for his benevolence and magnanimity on the Indian community. May the Almighty grant His Majesty continued good health and happiness. We have been fortunate to have a wonderful presentation from Jack Johnston, Monash University, Australia, to enlighten us. A lot of learnings and experiences have been shared this morning, sir. and the thoughts of inspiration and motivation are all set to move along with us outside this venue as our lifelong learnings. We are all inspired by your great words. Thank you, sir. I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Baby Sam Samuel, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools, Sultanate of Oman, Honorable Members of the Board of Directors, Mr. Ajay Kumar Pillai, President, School Management Committee, esteemed members of the School Management Committee, and dignitaries, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Chauhan, Principal, Indian School Muscat, Principals, Vice Principals, Assistant Vice Principals, Coordinators, Supervisors, Heads of Departments, teachers of various schools, parents, and students for gracing this occasion and making it a huge success. A big thank you to you all. I cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and their willingness to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. This certainly exhibits everyone's dedication and commitment. There is a great takeaway from this morning, and being present here, I have taken so many points for myself that I will treasure. Thank you all once again. Have a great day.